Tina joined us in the cooking, and she kicked my butt. She did so much better than me.
That's
this
awesome.
tastes wonderful.
I will taste it afterwards.
After the interview.
Thank you so much for having me here. It's a great opportunity to meet you in person, and I love this area, Laguna Hills. It's so beautiful. Well, and we're outside.
And we're outside,
yes.
and we're trying to social distance.
We are.
Yes, we're doing our best.
Yes. Yeah.
And
it's not so photogenic, you know, to talk on camera with a mask.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not so pleasant for the people to watch.
That's very true.
Yes. But if you keep the distance, it's safe.
Yeah.
It's nice.
And I mean, I noticed. I watched some episodes of you on maybe it was Happy Day.
Yes.
And I love that show, by the way.
Yeah.
And so when you talk to them, let them know that they got a fan booth, at least one fan booth.
I'm a fan of Happy Day. I watch it.
And Rosa here is a big fan of The Bachelor.
I watched the entire season this past week, so I could talk to you about it.
Fantastic, fantastic. But do you speak Greek?
No.
I speak enough Greek to
understand.
To understand what's going on,
cool.
and to get
the
gist
idea
of the dates and like what's going on and what they're talking about.
Yes. How do you like The Bachelor?
The Bachelor Greece?
The guy.
The guy? Panayotis is nice.
Yes.
I think that he needs to grasp it a little more. Does he know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like
be
he
more
pulls,
aggressive?
Not aggressive, but like he needs to like pull the girls in a little bit more, not leave them a little hanging.
Yes. Maybe. We'll see. I mean, we have few more episodes.
It.
Yes.
Well, we want to talk The Bachelor, but we also want to talk. The reason I asked you to come on the show is because, we've been talking about media, and we've been talking about later on we'll be doing an episode about women in media in Greece, and to give the young ladies here a chance to talk about that. But we were talking about media in Greece and things like that, and then I saw you. I mean, I've been aware of you because of the interviews that I've seen over the years, and I thought, this guy probably has a very interesting story to tell because...
Very interesting stories.
No, I mean, because it's a journey, right?
It's a journey,
there's a journey that you went on that kind of took you to where you are. And for those of you that are familiar, George Satsidis here is he's a television journalist in Greece. He is, and in the U.S., he has been on, he has interviewed every A-list celebrity you can possibly think of. And he has, but more recently, and I'm going to play a little clip of it here,
yes.
he is the host of The Bachelor.
«20 γυναίκες θα κάνουν τα πάντα για να βοητεύσουν τον Παναγιώτη και να κερδίσουν την καρδιά του».
Wow, εγώ.
Περιμένω να βάλεις γκολ στην καρδιά μου. Νομίζω βρήκες θέλεις μισό.
Σε αυτό τον αγώνα της διεκδίκησης επιδιώκουν μαζί του κάτι πολύτιμο, χρόνο.
Θέλεις να πάμε μια βόλτα.
It's an expensive production.
I was going to say, this is like a theatrical.
Yes.
This is a theatrical
trailer. Yeah.
Here, it's a trailer. It's a theatrical trailer. It just blew me away because it's not something I had expected from Greece, and like a Greek television show.
Yes.
I just didn't expect that.
People loved it, and the producers, the executive producers, were so involved into that, and I mean, they really built everything from scratch because it was the first edition of Bachelor Greece, and nobody knew about the show because they don't have any ability to watch the American show. ABC doesn't broadcast.
Oh, it doesn't broadcast
in
there.
Greece.
Gotcha.
There are not clips on YouTube. Also, it's forbidden. So people had no idea, and they built everything from scratch. People loved it, and it's so appealing to, especially to the young people like you. They just love it.
Yeah, and it's so. I mean, I guess part of the journey that I want to talk to you about. How do you? It's like you. I've watched many. I went from watching you whenever you kind of appeared interviewing somebody on red carpet. I'd always try to
I do cover the Oscars.
Right,
also, yeah.
Right. I went from that to really kind of digging in a little bit deeper, and then I've kind of seen this transformation of you becoming a television presenter and interviewer to a television psychologist. No, truly a psychologist here.
Yes.
Yes. And so why don't we?
I'm into the personalities. I'm into the human beings. I'm into the characters. I want to explore the human side of the celebrities or the people on TV. So that's the journey. You know, I don't really discriminate between celebrities and non-celebrities. I'm really interested to learn everything from every person. So, I mean, all my life, I start conversation, I start asking questions. I'm asking so many questions when I meet somebody. So, I mean, that's the case. You know, it's the real interest that I have to learn more about life and about people.
You definitely have a curiosity. You need and it comes through, by the way.
Yes.
That
Yes.
you, because I can tell that you're present, you're in the moment when we're talking to these people.
But
that's
I could
why.
be a psychologist too.
But that's why I say I wanted to talk to you about this.
I'm a Scorpio, so I have a great instinct.
I am too. I'm a Scorpio.
Oh, you're a Scorpio.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why we're connected.
Yes.
And I mean, you know, it's my passion. Since I was a kid, I really want to be a journalist, an anchorman, a TV host, or whatever you can mention, you know, about this job. And I made my dreams come true. But I worked very hard, and I was very ambitious in a good way. Yeah, I had dreams.
So you started.
Dreamer. I'm a big dreamer.
Well, let's start at the beginning of the dream then. Let's
Yeah.
start at the. So you grew up in Greece. I
Yes,
guess.
in
Did you
Athens.
grow- In Athens.
Yeah,
You
I
grew
was
up
born in Munich,
Oh.
in Germany, and then my parents moved when I was like 5 or 6 to Athens, and then I grew up there. And I remember myself, you know, I was like 7 years old, and I was buying the Vanity Fair magazine at the time. I was watching CNN all the time. I was pretty obsessed with the media world. I didn't want to be an actor or anything like that. I want to be the person that asks the questions. Yeah, that's all. That was my true passions.
And so when you, so what was your first gig? Let's say, what was your first introduction into this world?
I started working as a journalist, as a writer, and I was really good. I was writing about international stuff, pop culture, though. And then I started working as a reporter on Antenna TV, and I started, you know, the producers realized that I was pretty good in English, so they started sending me to do some interviews with supermodels that at the time they were visiting Greece, late 90s. And then they realized I'm doing very intimate interviews with them. Then I started traveling, and I started suggesting reports, you know, and I traveled to the US, Hawaii, Monaco, Paris, London all the time since then. And then at one point I thought, you know, that's enough with Europe. I want to move to the States and explore more opportunities and make my life and my job more interesting for the Greek viewers. And I did it.
Oh, you certainly did. You certainly did. And you had an opportunity. We were talking on the phone and kind of describe that opportunity where it was a time where you could say to your employers in Greece, hey, why don't you put me in New York? I think at the time you were at MTV, and then later on.
Yes, I was
Los
doing a
Angeles.
show on MTV, and I was traveling to the US all the time, covering different topics for MTV. And then I started having a Greek American show on Mega, which was based in New York at the time, before shutting down a few years ago. Now it has been reopened. But then I moved to New York. I was spending more time in New York, and I was splitting my time between New York and Athens, hosting a show on Cosmote TV that I still host till today, and it's very successful, about movie interviews and TV series interviews. And then I said to Cosmote, which is my main network, I said, why don't you let me move to the US and I can broadcast the weekly shows from there? And then when I moved here, I pursued the Oscars, because we were already broadcasting the Oscars, that I was working as a commentator at the night of the Oscars. But then I wanted to do live from the red carpet. That was my biggest dream. And when I achieved that, that was a new page in my life.
Well, not only did I see, because those are kind of smaller segmented interviews, you know, of like 3 minutes or.
The ones that I uploaded on YouTube, but the whole show is bigger.
No, yes. What I'm saying is, some of the interviews I saw were like sit-down interviews with celebrities where you really got to spend quite a bit of time.
Oh yeah,
digging into
their lives.
Yeah, into their lives and into, you know, what motivates them and all that. And,
yes.
And that really. That ability to draw people out is kind of what interested me, you know, when I kind of saw you talking to them, and I was like, wow. And so, like I said, I saw in like a 2-week period kind of this kind of it wasn't an arc. It was kind of like this step in your life where you're drawing people out in these interviews, and then you're talking to people on The Bachelor about motivation and about, you know, then you're really kind of almost consoling. You're almost like a counselor to them, and I thought, wow,
Yes.
that was something
You know,
else, because I saw it in a period of 2 weeks.
Yes.
I didn't see it. I didn't live it.
You know, first of all, I can be a psychologist. That's the truth. In my life, in general, I really get the people on the first side. You know, I really understand on the first side what people are. That's an ability that I had since I was a kid. But then I have a great sense of humor, and I love reality shows. You know, I have interviewed Kardashians. I know this world. So I was following The Bachelor in the US, and I met Colton Underwood, and I did some stuff for them. And then when the proposal came from Alpha, I was more than ready. I knew that I wanted to do something bigger, a bigger production. I always work by myself, so it's kind of hard, you know, it's lonely. But this was a huge production, and it was so funny and entertaining at the same time. Of course, there was drama, but the girls also have a great sense of humor.
Yeah, and it's I know this one here's got like a ton of questions for you.
All right,
Questions.
let's
I can
go.
just like talk about it with you. Like, so I'm one of those people that like for The Bachelor US I do like the fantasy league and all of that. So I knew that The Bachelor Greece wouldn't have like a fantasy league or like a fantasy bachelor. So I, from the first night, predicted who's going to be in the final four. Here's my prediction: Angelina, Rafaela, Nicoletta, and Sia. Those are going to be my final four. The final two are going to be Angelina and Nicoletta, but I want Nicoletta to win. I think Panagiotis, like you said, I think he needs to like, I feel like he doesn't think it's real. And he like doesn't understand like at the end like you are gonna get engaged and that's the whole purpose to be on the show. And I feel like he needs to like grasp it a little more and be like, yes, I like you. I'm not gonna try to lead you on. I'm not gonna do this. Like we need to have more serious conversations about like your life and stuff. And then, well, obviously I don't speak Greek, so if they have had those conversations, I'm really sorry. I just definitely didn't understand it as well as I should have. I thought Arietta was gonna get kicked off earlier, so I'm very surprised.
She
That
stayed.
she's still
She stayed.
on.
Yeah, she left yesterday.
I didn't watch yesterday's
Yes.
episode.
Yes.
So I watched like the clips of like the cooking part.
And she was very angry in one of the episodes. We were watching, we played a little game earlier called What'd She Say? And so I played the YouTube clips of the Bachelor Greece, and just because Aurora doesn't speak Greek, she's learning it.
But she's American.
No, she's not.
Oh.
She's my son's girlfriend.
So she learned.
That's my
Yes.
son over
Yeah.
there, Yanni. Say hi, Yanni.
Hey.
Hello.
And that's his girlfriend. So she's been with us since the very first episode, 32 episodes ago.
32 I think.
Episodes, ago. And this is my niece, Rosa. Although when we were on Monacy, he wouldn't let me correct him. He kept calling them my daughters. So I said, okay, they're my daughters.
We call him Baba now.
They call me Baba.
Yes.
And but no, she's fluent in Spanish.
Yeah,
very,
I know
very
Spanish.
fluent
Yeah.
She looks like Spanish.
Yeah, I'm Spaniard actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. And her father's
I
Spaniard.
speak Spanish too,
Oh,
but not
great.
as good as that.
Yeah, her father's from Spain, and her mother is Greek, and her mother and I grew up together.
What a combination, full of temperament.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Full of passion.
and so and we started the show kind of based around keeping kids interested
Yes.
in their Greek culture and everything, and doing this sort of stuff, and based around cooking. And then after a while, we started talking to people, and it was kind of transformed itself from cooking to cooking and talking.
Yes,
and
that's so
and all
nice.
of that. So it's, I'm sorry, they taste better than they look. But it was my first go at it. But you know, The Bachelor certainly kind of, and so did you? It looks like you had brought The Bachelor to Greece. I mean, did you? Because you knew more about it?
I knew because I was watching The Bachelor,
Yeah,
and I
you were
was
here.
also covering press events with Colton.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew a lot. So by the time the Alpha channel got the format and they talked to me, I already knew the story. so they were very pleased with this fact, and then we moved on. Yes.
I see.
Yes, I didn't bring it
Yeah,
there.
yeah. And
They got the franchise.
but it was real interesting, kind of seeing it. The other interesting thing, I don't know if you guys caught this in watching Happy Day or one of the other shows, because there's a show on Antenna that brings on some of the Bachelor, the girls that come off the show too. But but I was watching Happy Day on Alpha, and a very early episode, so I don't think anything had aired yet. And I don't remember the woman's name, the host of the show, but she was
Of Happy Day?
of Happy Day.
Stamatina?
Stamatina.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Stamatina was like, she saw the theatrical, the
trailer.
the trailer, and how cinematic it was, and it just, you could tell it just blew her away. And
Yes,
she
yes.
kind of saw it, and she goes, you could tell, what the hell is going on here? You know, because
It was spectacular.
Yes.
Yeah, the first trailer was incredible.
yeah.
Incredible work. Yes.
Well, it was for me too when I saw it, but it was interesting watching that interview with you, because it was something that was. I wanted to ask you, how did Greeks take it in anticipation of seeing it? What did they think this was going to be?
At first they were a little bit shocked with him, with the Bachelor, kissing the girls. You know, kissing the girls, kissing one after the other. That was a shock, but it ended very fast. You know, they loved it.
Yeah.
They love the show because there's romance, there are intrigues, there is drama, but there's a lot of fun also. And the girls have sense of humor. We play games, as you have seen, that are very funny. And there are times that you see that they are rivals, they fight for him, but then they become like best friends. And then they fight again over him, which is great. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
People love it, and the ratings are great, and it's amazing because anyone that worked at the show really gave everything. I mean, they loved it and they worked like crazy, and I haven't seen anything like that in the world.
And I don't think you're allowed to say where it was shot yet.
It was shot on it is shot on a beautiful villa by the beach, close to Athens. I cannot reveal the location.
No, I don't want you to.
But it's a magic villa.
Yeah. Wow. Because it's not.
There's lots of space to do so many things. Yes, and because of the pandemic, we didn't do so much traveling. We didn't travel overseas, abroad, whatever. So we stayed mostly there, and we did most of the stuff there. And it's still incredible that the result is very interesting, the outcome, and people loved it.
Yeah, and it seemed to me that you have a lot of opportunities now because of the pandemic, because it didn't look like it was a villa, it looked like it was part of a very nice hotel.
An estate.
Oh, an estate,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
so it was like being in a mansion.
It is almost an estate, yeah.
Yeah.
So
because here I think they film it in a mansion, and then I think it's something, I can't remember.
It looks like it's in a mansion, but there are some parts that they look like in a studio.
Yes.
Taking place in a studio.
So like the interviews, you just use like a separate room in the home. Yeah, that's what I feel like they would do in the Bachelor US here.
Yeah, but it was real interesting to watch the location, because it was much more magical than watching something in the U.S.
I think so, yes. It was more magical, and the director is a really good director, and the editing part is incredible. I mean, we are doing a great job in Greece.
Yeah, it's...
you don't see that often, but there are some productions that have really high standards.
Yeah. No, this was one of them, and it was, and we were watching. We tried to kind of loop it into the cooking show, so we watched them bake cakes. We watched that. We were only watching YouTube clips, but we watched the YouTube clips of them baking cakes, and I thought that was kind of interesting.
They have different tests every day.
Yeah.
The girls with the Bachelor, so he really pushes them hard.
Oh my
sometimes.
God! Yeah. It's. I thought I liked Christine, but she was off really early.
Yeah,
Yes,
Christina
she
got
was
kicked.
lovely.
I liked
Yeah.
her.
She was lovely. She
Before-
was so real.
Before he gave out the first impression rose to Rafaela,
Yes.
I was like, this girl's gonna make it to the final four. Like just how she like presented herself and how like her dress and like how she looked. And then Rafaela got the first impression rose. I was like, she's not gonna stay that long compared to her.
Yes, apparently, yes. But she's a lovely girl. And the girls reinvented themselves in the show. They stayed there for more than 3 months. No phones, no TV, no radio, nothing. Only them and The Bachelor. So they really transformed themselves into this show. And I think they became better personalities.
Yeah.
They know how to handle now difficult situations. They are bonded. It's a really, it's really a great experience for a person to be there.
I mean, I have loved kind of watching, and again, for me, it's been just like excerpt, but I've kind of seen Nicoletta grow. You know,
you can see like how each person, like their first interview from the first day, like first night, like right out of the limo, to like their interviews now and like the past couple weeks, it's like they can talk to the camera a lot more.
Yes.
They're a little more like reserved.
It's like a family because you see the same TV crew every day, the same journalists, the same cameras. It's, you know, they feel confident, they feel nice, and they reveal themselves.
Yeah.
No, it's phenomenal, and I'm really appreciating it, watching it through the people that interview you. You know, because they're like mystified and you can tell these people aren't new to their jobs. You know, they're not new.
Yeah.
And but all the interviews I've kind of seen with you, and
that I did for Bachelor, you mean?
That you've done for Bachelor.
Yeah,
that you've done for Bachelor, because I think there's one interview you had brought in a friend, I think from the U.S. that you guys were both on the show together, but they were. But what I really kind of enjoyed was kind of looking at the people. It's almost like they're tongue-tied, you know, the people that are interviewing you, because they're like beside themselves. Like, and I could see what's going on in their heads is like, one, where did this come from? And is it, what's happening here? And what is, how did George end up with this?
Yes.
You know,
yes.
it's like, that's what
you know,
saying.
they got used to watch me taking these great interviews with different personalities. But when the pandemic came over, I started doing the interviews virtually through Skype. So it wasn't that spectacular for me anymore, you know. And I had to wait, and I have to wait for the physical interviews to come. So Bachelor came over, and it was a surprise for me, and I really embraced it, and I loved it. I loved it every minute. And I really want to talk with people. It's not about the celebrity, the stardom. It's the journey of every person. And these girls had some very interesting stories to tell from their life, apart from the love part. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's, well, everything you're describing really comes through. It shows. You can tell that they're leaving everything right there, you know, on I was going to say film, but because it looks theatrical, I gotta say, but they're leaving everything right there on the screen, and so are you, and so, and I can understand, by the way, about 75% of what they say, because they talk really fast. Και μιλάω ελληνικά, όμως δεν μιλάω τόσο καλά που μπορώ να καταλαβαίνω πάντα τι λένε. But they're using some words that are slang that I clearly don't understand.
Yeah.
So that's why we did that show this morning. You know, what'd she say? We played a little clip, and then and then these two kind of tried to figure out what they said.
Yeah.
And we had somebody from Greece translating for us. It was really kind of funny.
I can translate if you want.
Yeah. It was like, you know, we played. We played
the clip where she.
Okay, here's a good. Let's play.
Which is sugar. I don't know. She did pola or something.
Let's see. There was one clip. Let's see if I can. I don't know how good I'm going to be at this, because I had set it up initially, and
Can you find it?
I will find it right now because it's. I can't. I had everything queued up, and then after we played it, I didn't think we need any more. So, oh, it's the file. Use your magic eyes and tell me what that says up above.
I got you.
Oh, the game. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I wanted. Okay, I want to know what this girl's saying. Okay, let's see here. And let's see. That's cake. I think it's something girl. I think it's that one. Let's see if it's that. We'll just skip it. Okay.
Ο Παναγιώτης είναι κούκλος και όποιο επιλέξει και το υπόλοιπο της ζωής του θα τους χωρίσω εγώ, θα με βρει έξω και θα πάω και θα τους χωρίσω, δεν με νοιάζει. Η βασιλική κόμπρα δεν
This is
πτωείται, δεν
Henrietta.
πτωείται.
This is right after her leaving, her departure last night. And she said on camera, I was next to her actually, and she said, Panagiotis is so handsome that even if he selects any other girl, I will be there and I will make them split till the end of my life.
See, what did you think she was
Okay,
saying?
well, all I could get from that was O Panagiotis είναι kuklos, which is like he's a kuklos.
Super handsome, yeah.
Yeah, and so and then I figured that she's just obviously upset, but like throughout the show, she's kind of, not like psycho, but she's been like that, like very like drama-induced person.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
She's 20 years old only.
there was a girl that
She's
was
very young.
19, Anna.
Yes.
That was 19. I was like, that's like me being on the show right now.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't.
Yes, but in Europe we have different standards.
age.
It's 18 and you can
Right,
go.
right.
Yeah.
It's not 21.
No. Here it's 18 as well. But it would
Here?
just be. It would just. She's just saying that.
Like,
She
she
feels
was
too
She
young.
was pretty mature.
But like,
She was
when I-
nice.
Yeah, she was nice. No, she was nice. But like,
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine myself being on like The Bachelor US at 19.
Mm.
Just because I feel like I'm, even though they're only like 5 or 6 years older than me, I would still feel too young. Because I wouldn't be able to drink on the show. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I feel like I couldn't do much of like the activities they would do. Like,
Yes, it's different in the US. But nowadays, girls and boys talk on camera all the time. They FaceTime.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
And it's different. They feel
Yeah.
more confident to talk on camera
Yeah.
It's not,
rather than before.
I'm being very mean to this young lady here because I put.
Τελεία για μια ζωή.
Okay, that's.
I will be
better.
crazy all my life.
Okay.
That's what she said.
And then
Hello.
we went to the.
Αλλά
I thought
εγώ...
this one was kind of fun.
Yeah. That was funny.
Γιατί δεν έχεις ρίξει ζάχαρη, Νικολέτα.
The cooking part.
Αλήθεια λες. Λίγο πικρό βγήκε βέβαια, αλλά ίσως να έγινε και τάβα.
And I love that because this is. Do you guys remember? They couldn't make out exactly what she was saying, but I know that Nicoletta did not do a very good job with the baking.
Κάποιος μου πήρε τη ζάχαρη. Εγώ.
Τι πήγε λάθος?
I think Raffaella won this.
Όλη η
Yes,
δοκιμασία.
I missed some episodes since I moved back again.
Ah.
I came on November 1st. Since then I was in Greece since the summer, but I missed some episodes when I moved here because I can't watch them.
Yeah, you can't watch
It's
them
for me.
here. Right.
Yeah,
So
because of the rights.
yeah, this is interesting. So it's back here. Back.
All right.
This is so do you have some questions we don't want to take up?
Yes.
Okay,
I
let's
have
switch.
a
You
couple-
go right here.
All right.
All right.
Fix my pants.
Check me out.
Do you think there would be like the opposite, where like there's one girl and like 22 guys for The Bachelor Greece?
I think they would love the idea, but for the time we have Panagiotis. He's the bachelor.
Yeah.
And we explore this opportunity.
Yeah.
But maybe in the future, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, they got the franchise, so both of the options are possible.
Yeah. And would you do? Yeah, obviously you would do the guy and like the 20 girls again.
Yeah.
If there was like
probably.
the opportunity
Probably.
to do it.
I mean, it's a successful show, yes. So there are plans.
Yeah, that's good.
Yes.
Okay, go Nicoletta. I'm rooting for you. I really am.
Any other question?
No, that was my only question.
Okay.
Please make more questions.
Oh,
Do
more
you have a
questions?
question?
I gotta think. I like watched it. What was your favorite group date? Like the group challenge date?
You know, I really loved all these challenges that they had on the beach or with boats on the sea. The diving with Sia was incredible, magical. Yeah, I think I like all these activities that were on the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I like more.
What was your favorite like one-on-one like?
One-on-one, I would say the day that he fell off the plane with Angelina. That was so funny. I cannot really say, I cannot really choose. I love all the girls.
Yeah.
They're pretty amazing. And Panagiotis is lovely. So I'm really connected to them. I cannot really discriminate and say, I like this more
I'm
than
just
the
saying
other.
like in like what type of date they did. Like I liked the plane date as well, but like I liked their first group date when they didn't know what like a group date was and like didn't understand what was going on when they were playing soccer. I liked that interaction of like, oh, like we actually have to like compete for him. And that's the first time we have to compete for him. And it's not like I was favoriting one girl, but like I was like, yeah, you guys actually have to compete for him. Like the whole point of this is a marriage.
Yeah.
In theory, like, or an engagement or a boyfriend-girlfriend type deal, but like...
Did you like the game with the cakes?
Yes, I did. I hate to say it. I really did, but...
It was so
I'm excited
funny.
for... Are they going to do hometowns, or are you not allowed to say? Like hometown dates where they go and visit their families?
They will.
They will?
Yes, they will. They will.
Fantasy suite dates?
At the far end.
Far end, yeah.
Yes,
That
at the
obviously,
far
it's the
end.
last 3 girls who get to do a
Yes.
fantasy suite date.
Yeah.
That's good.
Lovely.
That's great. Thank you. Well, do you want to say anything? We don't want to kind of keep you, grill you too much. But do you want to say anything about here? Let's switch this way so he's looking here.
Yes.
No.
Where?
Yeah. So the camera's right there.
All right.
And so, is there anything you want to say about the show that we should all get together and picture?
If you have AlphaTV in your house, stay tuned, stay addicted on the show because we don't have many episodes left and it's pretty exciting what's going on there. And I'm so happy that people love it, even in the US, Canada, Greece, Cyprus. People are crazy. They are obsessed. And I love this.
It's good, even if you don't speak Greek.
Yeah, it's something that has been a lot of fun, even for me to watch, and it's not typically something I would be watching, but I'll tell you, it's very addictive.
It's entertaining for all the ages,
right?
All
really
the groups, both sexes, and that's great. That's awesome, and it's a great reward for us, for everyone that worked in this production. And I loved it. I worked, but there are some people that worked really, really hard, day and night, and this is a great reward for them.
Well, I think you're going to get a fan base here when it comes to it.
I'll start a
Eventually
fantasy
will
league.
be. Yeah.
You guys heard it here first.
Right
I'll
here.
start the fantasy league.
And we should do a show.
How old
where
are you?
I'm 19.
Okay, maybe you should
I'll
be
apply,
part of
maybe.
The Bachelor.
Very. When I'm a
There
little
you
older.
go.
When I'm a little older.
Are you ready to get married?
No, not right now. No.
Not right now.
But
All
maybe
right.
in like when
To
I'm
fall
like,
in love with a Greek guy?
oh, I would maybe.
All right.
You're like,
But-
I can plan it. I can help.
I'll let you know once I'm ready. Maybe when I'm like 23, 24 and like seriously single. Yeah.
All right.
I'll learn Greek and then I'll apply.
She's an economics major at the.
I'm at DePaul University in Chicago.
Great.
And so she's visiting here for a little while.
I'm on my like winter break for like Christmas.
She lives nearby though. Her parents live nearby.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And then Aurora is going to become a social worker.
I'm a psychology major actually, so yeah.
Yes, we need you these crucial times.
Yeah.
You can be the background on the show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll be your
Yeah.
Hair,
psychologist.
makeup, and my psychologist.
Yes.
3 in 1.
Fantastic.
Well, look, thank you so much.
Thank you
for
so
coming
much. I thank
here
you
and
for the
doing
opportunity.
this.
It was a great pleasure meeting you, and you are so friendly and nice and so
thanks.
Greek. Greek heart.
Well, we do have an exaggerated version of Greek here.
Yes.
But we appreciate you coming on the show. And we always say "Kolossos vrikame" at the end of the show.
Yeah.
So, thank you for joining us, and Kolossos vrikame! Yes, us.
Great.
And
And then
now we're
There
off.
you go.
And then you post on Facebook.